Hey guys, Lost here. It's been a while. Today I wanted to do a little top 5 mod video for Europa Universalis. This is largely opinionated, but either way I hope this gives you some mods to check out in the future. Now with that, let's begin. Starting off at number 5 is a little mod for any of you Game of Thrones fans out there. I am personally excited for the season premiere in the next couple of weeks, but I thought this one was a good one to start off with. This is an overhaul mod for EU4 which turns all of Europe into the land of Westeros and all of the other lands inside the mythology and lore of Game of Thrones. Just like in the vanilla game, it gives you a bunch of different time periods you can pick to start off as, all within the history of the stories created by George R.R. Martin. From Robert's Rebellion all the way up to the White Walkers invading, you can play as any of the houses. They all have their own dynasty names that are true to the lore. You can also play as the Night's Watch or even any of the Eastern Kingdoms across the ocean. I really like this mod because there didn't used to be a lot of good Game of Thrones mods out there. I'm happy to say that is now no longer the case, but I'm glad that Game of Thrones has made its way to EU4. Whether you're a fan of the series or not, it doesn't matter. This is a good mod to play if you're just trying to find something new. Up next, for all you Skyrim fans out there, this is the Elder Scrolls Universalis. This is exactly what it looks like. It converts all of the map into Tamriel. It completely overhauls the game and makes it into something new. Again, all of the kingdoms have been recreated. Obviously, you can go throughout the history for about the first 600 years of the Third Age. You can pick any part of the timeline in there. It's all pretty accurate according to the lore. All of the different countries and factions have their own unique culture and religion. You could take the reins as a united Nordic Skyrim, or you could become the leader of the dragon cult. This mod is one of the highest rated mods on Steam, though it's not too crazily popular. It is definitely a quality mod. I definitely appreciate the attention to detail when it comes to all of the different races, the kingdoms, and the factions. However, when it comes to technology, it is just a basic technology path, nothing too special. Elder Scrolls Universalis has definitely more to offer than the last mod I just showed. There are brand new mechanics to the game with technology and race mechanics. There are also new events added to the game that correspond with the lore. Now, admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about Tamriel and Elder Scrolls lore, so I couldn't dive into it and explain all of the mechanics and whatnot, but I am excited to go back and see what I can make and maybe capture all of Tamriel for myself. At number 3 is one of the more popular mods for EU4. This is Imperium Universalis. This mod catapults EU4 back a couple of centuries all the way to the Age of Antiquity, ancient Greece, Athens, things like that. When you play this mod, there are very few large superpowers that actually exist, and the few that do are at war with each other and on the brink of collapse. Countries like Babylonia and Assyria are especially notable ones you can play as. You could also play as the fledgling province of Rome. I wonder if that will become anything in the future. Like the last two previous mods and the ones I'm going to show you next, this mod really impresses you with its size and scope, also with the attention to detail and the amount of effort put into all of the different mechanics and things in the mod. So you can play countries in Europe, in the Middle East, even in Africa. However, there are not a lot of countries over in Asia. In fact, most of the Asian countries don't even exist in this mod, which is unfortunate because a lot of Chinese and Japanese culture largely predates most of European history. On that note, there's no faction you can play as in North America. North America is just not part of this mod because honestly, there was probably not anything too large scale going on over there at this time. Even in the normal EU4 vanilla version, it's pretty difficult to play as a native tribe. Overall, this mod really has a ton to offer. There's a reason why it is as popular as it is. I would highly recommend going to play it, and I am going to have to invest even more time into yet another mod to play. Now, at number 2, though it is definitely an older mod, this is one of my personal favorites, mostly because I'm a large Lord of the Rings fan. This is Lord of Universalis. It really does exactly what you might expect. It converts all of EU4 into the land of Middle-earth and a lot of its surrounding countries, all that has been put into Tolkien's lore. Now, even though it's not as popular as the previous mod, a little bit more work has gone into really making sure it is accurate to the lore. Things like race play a far larger role in this mod than, say, the Elder Scrolls one, as far as I can tell, mostly because you can create your own buildings and structures based on which race you are, whether you're the elves, the dwarves, men, or orcs, things like that. There's also a brand new fellowship mechanic for the Fellowship of the Ring, as well as the Quest for Erebor, which can be triggered, which will make you have to prevent those essentially quests from happening, whether you're stopping Frodo or stopping the dwarves, if you know anything about the Lord of the Rings lore. What's different about this mod is it's built more around a linear timeline and a story, not just a broad spectrum of time and history. Don't let that fool you, however, you can absolutely play this mod however you want. Another thing that is unique to this mod is that they have changed the soldier design or animations, so it's not just the stock vanilla, 1444 French infantry soldier or whatever. Now, I'm not sure if you noticed, but in Imperium Universalis, you could only start at one certain time. However, in this mod, like the others, you can actually pick a different starting point or different time that you want to play as. This is definitely one of the most overhaul-esque type of overhaul mod that I've seen. Finally, at number 1, we have the most popular and most downloaded mod, and this is Extended Timeline. This is a mod that I have sank the most time in out of all of the other mods. This mod is by far number 1 simply because of the amount of quality content and large-scale content put into this mod. It allows you to start the game anywhere from 1 AD all the way up to your current date. You can play through the Fall of Rome, the Barbarian Invasion, play through Charlemagne, or the Crusades. This mod practically triples the amount of content inside it. Everything from the technology, religion, cultures, all sorts of different game mechanics that have been added in with great detail. This mod also affects the entire map, North America, Asia, Europe, wherever. The true scale of this game virtually becomes unending. If you're still not convinced, this mod has over 360,000 subscribers on Steam, so it's pretty popular. I could make an entire video alone just about this mod. However, it basically takes the original core game time frame and extends it by a millennia and a half, and everything else that goes with it. So with that, we are getting to the end. I'm sorry this video was a little short and lackluster. I am just getting back into the swing of things with video making. As always, subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you guys later.